in Bangalore again. Then I finished my MA in Islamic Studies through Preston International College, that is through Chennai. Uh, well, it is also through Tamil Nadu Open University. So I had the opportunity to finish MA in Islamic Studies as well. And well, there's no end for gaining knowledge, and at the same time, degrees do not certify anything. I mean, it's just that you have worked hard to attain your certification. But I believe that a lot of people are, even without certificates, they're doing wonderful thing, and they're pretty intelligent in doing a lot of things. But again, I at the same time, I would recommend a lot of people to pursue education and get certified, because the world wants to deal with certified people. No matter what you do, if you're carrying a certificate on any subject, that proves your commitment towards that. So that is required. I would encourage people to pursue education seriously, and at the same time, try to master in whatever you try to pursue towards. That's very important, and you should not limit to even masters. You should go for PhD, and yeah, that's something which I have in my mind sometime. But I'm still wondering which topic to take and which stream to take, because most of the things that I deal with, I kind of like linguistics. I like to talk about languages. I like to talk about politics. I like to talk about education, religion, and I like to talk about various disciplines. And so I'm still not clear about what I'm going to take up as a PhD grad. So that's the thing. And with regards to my business ventures, soon after my college, in '98, I became the proprietor of a company. It was industry rather. It was a printing and packaging industry, and we were dealing with printing on carry bags and shopping bags and packaging covers. And mashallah ta'ala, by the grace of God, we were able to run 3 shifts, and to finish about tons of products on a monthly basis. It was a great experience, but I somehow did not feel a comfort level in that. I wanted to get out of the business because we were working hard, but we were not making big money there. So it's no point, working just 24 bar 7, and if you don't make much money, because the market is kind of stagnant. There's so much of competition. So I did not really find a lot of enthusiasm there. Then we started up a school in 2011, that is Al-Basheer International School. And mashallah ta'ala, there we are certified, we are affiliated to CBSE, and pretty good outcome is there. It's a kind of amalgamation. It's a faith school basically. We have Quran memorization, Arabic language, Islamic studies as extra subjects. Alongside, we also have science, mathematics, and social studies, and English, Kannada, Hindi, and Arabic language. So it's a very unique venture, and at the same time, we don't compromise with quality. When we are running the school as a faith school, it doesn't mean that we are inclined towards only faith. We are also having equal importance towards extracurricular activities such as sports, martial arts, and again at the same time public speaking skills and all of these things. We believe that holistic education is very important rather than just giving some aspects of disciplines to the students. So we believe in holistic education, and we believe in pluralistic, interference, I would say, because children must know how to behave in a pluralistic society. And for that, their interaction with people of all faiths is important. If we are having even faith schools, it's equally important that they know how to behave in the society where there's so much of people of various walks of life. So this is in itself is a very big challenge, because what I see in most of the schools is that in faith schools they kind of talk about just religion most of the time, but they don't talk about a pluralistic society which they have to immediately meet once they finish their studies. So there has to be, there has to be a common ground, and there has to be a balance when we are having religious education in the schools. So that's in itself is a big challenge, and that in itself is a big challenge. And again, coming to the business ventures that I've been doing, I mean, all these years we have been having a lot of ventures. Many projects have failed. Let me tell you very frankly, many projects have failed. Many events have failed. Many of my programs have failed, but few of them are successful. Few of my projects are successful. Few of my programs have been really successful. I have organized an event wherein we had about 50,000 people as a floating crowd in one of the events. 50,000 people were there in an event in Bangalore Palace grounds. That was one of the success stories. And by the grace of God, uh, I have, I've had the opportunity to discuss and interact with the former chief ministers of Karnataka. Happens to be Kumara Swami Gowda, and then Sitaramaya ji, and then even with B.S. Yediyurappa ji. What I'm trying to say is that these are all success instances, but unsuccessful stories are many, because we have so many stories, because we do so many activities. Somewhere down the line, one or two clicks and one or two becomes name in itself. Wow, this is an amazing feat. You have done a great achievement. But down the line, we go through a lot of slogging, a lot of failures, and failure stories are many actually. Failures are the list actually. If I have to talk about failures, we have had so many events wherein we don't even see many heads turning out for the event, and we would have spent a lot of money on so many activities, but we would have lost a lot of money. So all of that are, many things. So I kind of mix up social entrepreneurship and commercial entrepreneurship. One of the projects that I have started is Power Bike Service Station. It's a service station basically, but we try to do it in a way that it's the customer satisfaction is very nice. It's a mechanic shop. If I have to say mechanic shop, but again, we call it as a service station. The presentation is good. The experience of the customer will be very nice, and at the same time, the quality work is given. But again, Power Bikes, how did we start? We want to help a family, and we made him as a managing partner. And we pulled in some resources from known people, and we invested about 6 to 7 lakhs. And the company is going. It's a small operative projects. So I am very much keen in starting small operative projects, where with 5 to 7 lakhs or 10 lakhs, you are able to have a setup, and you're able to make some money, and at the same time you're also able to help about 4 to 5 families who are working there. So that's the kind of win-win situation that I try to work for, wherein we also have commercial end. We are able to achieve the commercial end, and at the same time social end is also being achieved. It is not just making money, but you're also able to make money, keep yourself satisfied, your family is good, and again some 4 to 5 families, they're also happy, and at the same time you're able to help the customers to get a good quality work. So this is my vision. So my hands are not in one place. It's all over, like the tentacles of the octopus. I'm also part of a media company, B Lights Vision. We do advertisement promos and quality work for institutions, for various institutions we do, and even for branding we do. Some product shoots we take up, and we also do finishing for that, post production. And we have a setup where we are also able to make movies. So in the coming days, we are looking at coming out with movies, and movies again with a social purpose. We are able to, okay, in the sense, it's not movie like glorifying and heroism. It's not that. We are looking at movies where you're able to talk about history. You're talking, but it's more like an extension of a documentary, a biopic rather. Like for instance, if you have a story on some personality, like for instance, MS Dhoni was one of the movies which had come. I mean, why not make movies on some personality, so that it can be a motivation? Why not make movies on some historical instances? Why not make movies on certain principles and ideologies? So this is how I think we can take up the collaboration between education and media to another level, because today children want entertainment, and education sometimes it becomes too taxing and too worrisome for the young generation. They want a lot of entertainment. So what I feel a lot of things can be taught through I would say edutainment. It's like education and entertainment mixed together. You are able to cater to the needs of the one genre, which I want to focus in the coming days. So we are also setting up so various things. I would love to do a lot of things, and since I'm into too many things, I'm not focused on any one thing. So I'm not making a name in any one particular thing. Like for instance, if I'm working today on, if I'm working something on Arabic today, tomorrow I'll be working on English, and day after I'll be working in Kannada. So my hands are scattered all over. So it's become a very adventurous feat. I would say I'm enjoying it, but at the same time need to focus somewhere. That's where I'm finding it very hard. So I think you can go on with the next question, I think.
Mashallah, sir. It was very inspiring. Actually, it's like failure is the stepping stone to success. That's what
Yeah,
I can able to sense from the words which you have said now.
right.
Because we feel that once we face any failures, we get disappointed a lot and we don't proceed it to the next level. But despite of facing so many failures, you are into many streams.
Yeah.
That's why we can say that you are like multi-specialty person, or we can say uh, you are into everything. So my
Yeah.
next question for you is, I used to watch the updates of your school, Al-Basheer International School, mostly in Facebook as well as in YouTube. And one of the annual day program, I guess, I watched it completely without a break,
Hmm.
and I got very inspiration from that. A little girl, she was just doing anchoring, the accent in English as well as the boy who is supporting. So it was like a plus two boy with a small girl like this. They both were doing anchoring. So
Yeah.
even though there was an age difference, but their combination was really nice, and the way the students performed during annual day was also very fantastic.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks.
And as you said that you are also running like a school with moral values.
Right.
I just wanted to ask you how you got the interest to start such a kind of schools.
Okay, that's interesting. Uh, I found that when I finished my 10th and 11th and 12th and degree and all that, I had one set of knowledge. I had pretty good knowledge on secularism and liberalism and a lot of things, but I was very ignorant about religious knowledge, and I could say for sure, because I was ignorant over the religious knowledge, I made so many mistakes in life. As part of growing in a cosmopolitan city like Bangalore. Bangalore is a place where you get to know a lot of things, a lot of the youngsters, the college-going guys. We have so many distractions around. We have parties, we have get-together, we have movies, we have all kinds of fun here in Bangalore. So, at some point in time, although born and brought up in a Muslim family, I came to learn that I was ignorant. I was ignorant about Islam. So because of which I made a lot of mistakes in life, and there's so much of confusion within my own self, and it took a lot of time to get back to a stream where I'm able to balance. So that was a reality. That was the realization, I would say, within my own self, and I could sense that I'm not alone. A lot of people share the same feelings, because in 1990s, when we were finishing our 10th and college, we really we did not have much avenue to know what Islam is all about. Of course, we know that we go to masjid, we know that there's so many people giving lectures and all that, but it was not satisfying our inquiring ability. We were in need, we were in search to get a logical interpretation. We were in search of getting a reasoning potential within the Islamic values. So we didn't want something just been said and you believe. We want the reason to believe. We want the reason to understand the religion. So that kind of analytical ability was very much important. And I felt that has to be brought through our education system. Because, religion in itself today, people don't want to discuss. People find it very, very dividing because people have made religion as a tool to divide people. But in reality, if a person is religious, he would respect people. He would start he would start interacting with people. He would start helping all of them. And in that way, I really appreciate some of the institutions of the Christian missionaries who have started n number of institutions, n number of schools, n number of hospitals and convents, and all these things. If you look at their services to humanity, I have, I must, I must salute them for their hard work, and it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication. I appreciate that.
I
But the
worked
root,
with,
yeah,
sir, I also worked with the SFS
yeah,
family
mm,
for 2 years. And
okay.
as you said, they dedicate their life towards the service to the humanity. That's what I
That's
felt.
I think that's what is important. See, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter which religion you're from. But if I'm a believer, my service to humanity is irrespective of what your faith is. If your faith is in God or not in God or whatever, if I'm a believer, my duty is to serve humanity. So that is something which we all have to inculcate even amongst our institutions, and which I find that the Christians have done it very beautifully. They have maintained their identities. They have called themselves as Christians. They also display their symbols of religion, and at the same time they are able to cater knowledge and medical service and social activity across all walks of life. I think that's what we must try to inculcate even within our own domain. And that was the real motivation behind starting a school, because our generation is either going one way traffic into only modern education
Modern
and
education,
secular
religion.
education and no religion. And another extreme is that you have just religion, you have just Arabic language. You don't want to talk about your local vernacular language or English or whatever. You don't want to learn science, math, but you want to just learn Quran. I see these two are two different extremes. I feel that there has to be a balance between your religious knowledge as well your worldly knowledge, academics. And that was the real motivation for me to start this school. And by the grace of God, a lot of people have become huffazul Quran. Many of them have memorized the entire Quran, while they have also got good marks in the 10th. The children have got 90 plus, and children who have passed through our school are now pursuing medicine as MBBS students, engineering students, and people have even gone to Madina University to pursue their Islamic scholarship. So what I'm trying to say, uh, we just have to give quality. That's it.
Absolutely. So religion is not a barrier for anything. Uh,
Never, never.
then my next
Religion.
question is,
Yeah, yeah.
so as you said, you're also providing Islamic education along with modern education. So how you're making this amalgamation? How you're making it so balanced, so well balanced?
Uh, if you don't mind, could you just repeat? I did not hear you.
So once again, I'll ask the question, sir.
I
So
don't
as
know
you
for
said
what
that
reason I'm not
in
able
your,
to hear to the sound.
can you able to hear, sir?
Just a second.
Is it okay, sir? Now?
I think. Hello.
Yeah. Can
Can
you
you
able
hear
to
me?
hear me now, sir?
Yeah. Now I can hear you. Yeah, please.
So actually, my next question for you is, as you said, in your school, you're providing both the religious studies as well as modern education. So how you're keeping it well balanced by the amalgamation of both Islamic values as well as the modern education, sir?
Well, CBSE affiliation, what takes CBSE affiliation is we have to follow the rules and regulation which is set by the board.
Yeah.
So we don't compromise on that.
Very good.
Whatever CBSE board has dictated, we ensure that we are able to meet it. So there's no compromise on that. Alongside, we start a school a little early. We start by around 8 o'clock. We start the school, and we leave the school by about 2:40 or 2:45. So, so we start early and we finish the day a little early. So, alongside, where three subjects is the extra subjects in Islamic education. That is Quran Hifz, Arabic language, and Islamic studies, which we are able to divide it in equal proportion all through the week. All through the week, we are able to divide. Three subjects are going to be extra. Of course, there is a challenge, that we also have equal importance for sports, and our children play basketball, football, and they're also getting into martial arts and public speaking skills. We have a class on public speaking skills also, and children even they compete one another. And during the Anjuman in the annual day, we felicitate the winners, those first, second, and third winners in every class, starting from the primary education and up to high school. So that is also, see, we are actually trying to look and observe. What we do is, there can be some fine tuning. We need to tweak according to the need. Some creative changes has to be done actually. When we know that this is my final output, I want to achieve this final output, I'm not able to achieve, then you have to make certain changes. Say, for example, if your classroom session is about 45 minutes and you are able to give, you're not able to get one class for one subject. And what we have to do, you have to just make the class session as 40-minute session and add the 5 minutes, from everywhere and make that into one class session. So that way we have to be creative. We have to be creative in somehow making certain changes in order to get the final output. So final output is something that you are deciding. So how do you want to get is the method or the process which you have to creatively come out. That's what I can say. And in our school, we have the principal who is very dynamic and who happened to be Sheikh Muhammad. He happens to be my younger brother. And I'm the CEO. I'm the CEO of the school. I just ensure that the culture is balanced. I just ensure that we are getting the output in the right sense. But day-to-day operation is something which is equally important or greatly important. Interacting with the teachers, interacting with the teachers, interacting with the students, and looking into the progress report and making some amendments and all of these things. It's a tasking work in itself, which the principal takes it up on his shoulders. And I can sense that the principal also plays football with the children. He ensures that every day.
Okay.
Every day he ensures that he plays football with the children, and every day he ensures that he plays volleyball with the ulama, the scholars of Islam.
Okay, so you have appointed separate ulamas for his.
Yeah, we have ulama, about 20 ulama, about 20 scholars of Islam who are full-time working there. And they teach Arabic language, Islamic studies. And see, this is where people compromise, because I've seen some of the Islamic schools, they have one alim or two alim for the entire school. And so therefore, they're not able to achieve what they want to achieve.
Absolutely.
Here, what we do, we have 20 ulama, we have about 40 teachers. And the total number of people working in our school is 100 plus. For a number of around 400 children, 100 faculty, working team members are there.
400 children, 100 faculties, mashallah, sir.
Yeah, total,
education, we are having separate for boys and girls, huh?
Education faculty is talking about 60 members almost. And then we have working members. I'm talking about the entire working team, admin team, all put together is 100. All put together is 100. And we have visiting faculty, and we have guest lecturers coming. So many things. Camps keep happening once in a while. So a lot of exposure. The thing is, one thing is about knowledge, one thing is academics, the other thing is exposure. What's happening around the world, and who's got to say something new. That kind of atmosphere. It's like open for learning anything, open for critiquing anything, open for analyzing and getting into something with one's own freedom of reasoning. So that is something which we try to inculcate in our school, and that's in itself is a great experience, because we don't stop here, because every day is something new, every day is a scope to improve. So we keep making changes even now, because based on the need we make the changes. So I would say for all the enthusiastic educationists, first thing, discipline yourself, stick to the disciplines. When you say punctuality, time management, no compromising. And when you say an orderliness in maintaining the premises, in conducting the examinations, you have to maintain absolute orderliness. No copying is no copying. Not a single person can copy or should copy or allowed to be copied. We cannot compromise on lying and cheating. We tell our children, even if you fail, it's okay, but never copy. That's the essence of our education.
Proper autonomy towards learning, or the proper autonomy towards teaching, is very important.
Very true. Freedom is important. Yes.
Yes, sir. So next question I would like Tamim sir to ask. Tamim sir, can you unmute and ask, sir?
Mashallah, sir, your answers were really stunning, and we are really inspired by you. And the next two questions we put forward is, as we have seen in your profile, you have been part of various business projects apart from the education field.
Yeah.
What's your success formula behind this? Can you please share?
Yeah. I mean, when you say success formula, I get scared. As I told you, people get to see success, and we get to see a lot of failures and little bit of success. So what we try to do is that we want to make good use of the time, and we want to make good use of the resources that we have. So every day we come out with some plans, every day we come out with some projects and programs, and people might find us crazy also at times. I mean, what are they trying to do? I was personally training basketball to the high school children, and we were able to train the children in about 3 months' time, and now they're pretty good. I mean, both boys and girls are doing well in basketball. Both boys and girls are able to achieve great feat. I mean, in about half an hour match, they're able to score 26 points. That is 13 baskets in about half an hour. That is pretty good for beginners, mashallah ta'ala. So what's success and what's failure? I don't know. I mean, I really don't know what is success and what is failure. All that I feel is a success is if I'm able to come out with some project, if I'm able to use my resources, my knowledge and the talent that we have, and do something productive, that in itself is success. I mean, I want to see something happening. I'm a person who wants adventure. I don't want monotony. I get bored. I get bored when I sit idle. When I sit without any project, I feel very idle. Very much disturbed. So this attitude of doing something every day is pushing us to do so many things and to make us see a lot of failures.
That one thing makes you very special, seriously. So that is what I think the word success means. Seriously.
I think so. I think that way I'm successful in experimenting. I love to experiment, and when I see a lot of people coming out with so many problems, I want to come out with solutions.
Yes.
When I see people are fighting in politics, here we have BJP and Congress, and when I see them fighting around, or when I see there's so much of Hindu-Muslim clash, these are all the problems, and I say, no, I have solutions with me. Come on, let's solve it out. Let's finish it up. Why don't we do it now? Let's come together and discuss it out, and let's look in for solutions. So that's my approach towards the wrong things. And I'm very optimistic in that sense. I don't want to see pessimism,
Sure,
because
sure,
if
sir. That's very important.
yeah, even now when I see myself, there are certain projects where we're making losses. Okay, uh, financially we're making losses in certain projects. But what we want to say is we're not giving up. We are not giving up. If at all we are going to wind it up, we will wind it up at a time when we have no way to find an alternative. But if we can find an alternative, we will give our 100%. We don't want to take
Sure,
a step back immediately. We want to keep trying and keep trying, because we believe that if one door is closed now, we are able to open 10 doors. It can be even 100 doors.
sure,
But
sure.
we pay attention to every reality. We have to pay attention to every reality. What is happening? We need to observe, take stock of the matter, analyze it, and make suitable changes and amendments so that you won't repeat the same mistake. So I think this one attitude may be considered as something beneficial, because we don't want to take defeat. We want to give our 100%. When it is a setback, we're going to take further challenges. We don't want to stay. So that is keeping us alive. That is keeping us sticking.
That was really amazing, sir. And let's move to the next question. We are happy to ask you this kind of questions, and your answers are really stunning. The next question is, you have so many followers, and you have visited so many places, and you have seen so many cultures. According to you, how do you define the word life, sir?
Okay, how do I define life? Life is a blessing in itself. I think the most valuable thing in this world is life. I mean, if somebody has got billion dollars in one side, and his life is going to end today, $1 billion doesn't make any sense. So what is that a person wants? A person wants to live peacefully. And what money can give is comfort. Money can give comfort, but money cannot give peace. Peace is something that one has to bring it from inside.
Sure, sure.
And for that, a person's knowledge, intellect, faith has to sail in harmony. So only when these three synchronize, a person's knowledge, person's intellect, reasoning, and his faith can synchronize together, you will be able to find the outcome in the sense of faith, in the sense of peace. So I would say it is so much of a blessing, and the real purpose of life has to be understood. I see a lot of people, they're running after money, and everybody knows that money is not everything. Money is for a level of comfort. Money cannot replace your mother. Money cannot replace your wife and children.
Sure.
So we give a lot of time to our own personal life. I would say your eating habits, your health and fitness, bodybuilding, and, your grooming, your daily habits with regard to education, knowledge. All of these things are important to maintain a very happy life. So life in itself is bliss. It's a blessing, according to me.
So after hearing your answers, one thing I come to know that, so instead of escaping from the, reality, we have to stand as it is and face that, and we have to give some solutions actually to that to get the real meaning of life. That's great, sir. So my next question to you is, uh, who is your favorite teacher, sir? Who inspired you a lot? If you ask me, then I have, two or three teachers personally that I could remember them always till my last breath. Likewise, someone definitely would have inspired you. Who is that personality? We really would like to hear you from, sir.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Actually, I've had many teachers in my life, mashallah, tala. By the grace of God, I can recall Shubha teacher, Veena ma'am, and many teachers. Of them all, there's one teacher who's really impacted. His name is K.M. Sripada Rao. K.M. Sripada Rao was a professor in Valley School and highly intellectual man. And he happened to be my neighbor. So he happened to be my neighbor and a science teacher in chemistry. And he was also a science teacher in botany and zoology. That's biology. So he was a very humble person. And, I being a Muslim and he being a Brahmin, he was my neighbor and I used to sit with him and learn a lot of things. We used to chat for hours together. Even without talking about educational subjects, we used to stand by the door side or by the gate side and chat for hours together, talking about leaves and the color of the leaves and chlorophyll and mitochondria and all that stuff. So apart from that, he kind of inculcated an interest for science. He made me to ponder more about you know uh, Homo sapiens, that is human beings, uh, Ramapithecus, Archaeopteryx, all these things which were the ancient uh, extinct dinosaurs, you would say. So it was so much interesting. We were talking about Charles Darwin's theory and how he propounded Lamarck's evolution of life theory and all that stuff. A theory of natural selection. I was basically inspired by him to get into science. Science is a very important subject. It really motivated me to pursue my education. And this science motivated me to get into religious subjects also. It is science. I'm not saying that religion equals science, but what I'm trying to say, the scientific thinking mind, it led me to the study of human religion. Because initially I was not a religious person. I was more of an agnostic. I was questioning about God, whether he's there or not. I was not sure. But science helped me to understand that there is God. So that is the beauty. Yeah, that is the beauty in itself. So I really appreciate Mr. K.M. Rao, who happened to be one of the best teachers of my life, who stood in the queue to fill in the application for me, for my college. He recommended a seat in National College, Jayanagar, where it is very difficult to find a seat there. So I am indebted to him and his family. I pray to God that his family is doing well and they are successful in this world and the hereafter.
MashaAllah, sir. Very nice. I hope we have taken you to your nostalgic memories and you would recall your in between your hectic works, you have traveled with us to the nostalgic memories. And I request Mr. Shafi sir to proceed the next question.
Thank you, sir. So as you said that science is everything, science helps us to remember God. So being a science teacher, I also motivate my students to do the same. Because whenever I teach them chemistry, I used to tell them everything is made up of atoms. Even if you take a small grain of sand, it is nothing but silica. So where does the silica comes from? So that's how I used to promote or motivate the children to find out the nature of God. Because as per the law, we cannot create a single atom, we cannot destroy a single atom. So my next question for you, what inspired you to pen Little Stars, which is a children's book, as well as In the Name of Cow, an Indian narrative book, which you recently published, I guess?
Yeah. Both are different genre. One is for children, and that is Little Stars is mainly catering to Islamic knowledge and the discipline, wherein we talk about the stories which are mentioned by the Prophet ﷺ, and stories of the prophets in the Quran, and then how one has to fulfill his duties in the daily life, how important it is to pray, how important it is to have patience.
Is it like a comical book, sir?
Yeah, it is very comical also. It is very interesting, illustrative, a lot of images around, and made it in such a way that children enjoy. So that's in itself a different genre. Well, I found that there was a need for such a book. So I wanted to write 5 volumes, but I ended up doing only 3 volumes, and I did not pay much attention. I did not. I was not able to take much time for myself to write the fourth and the fifth. But
We can acquire that book in our schools also, sir. Like,
sure, I'll send some of the books, inshallah.
thank you so much.
And then the book, In the Name of Cow, an Indian narrative, it's supposed to be a very research-oriented book. It's a research-oriented book. Even today in Amazon Kindle, it is 5-star rated. And after reading, yeah, it's 5-star rated in Kindle, Amazon Kindle. And after reading this book, I received call from Holland, a research person from Holland, from one of the university. She happened to call me, and she wanted to know how I wrote this book and what was the intention behind this. So it was a good experience altogether. And it's a research book because I had to write this. In India today, people are fighting over beef, and people get killed in the name of beef. So I wanted to write it down because I wanted to bring into the historical facts of the cultural habits of India, the religious background in all the religions, be it Hinduism, Islam, or Christianity, or Buddhism. What does the religious scriptures say about eating beef? Then scientifically, what does it say? Then how the economy of India is based on the sales and exports of beef. Where do we stand? And what would be the outcome of not letting beef being exported? And all of these things are logical and highly researched work, wherein more than more than 100 references were given, and out of that, most of the points, a lot of logical and reasoning points were also mentioned there. I mean, it was just an inspiration that I got within myself. I found that I should write something. So that way, I have written a lot of books. Many books, as I told you, my hands are all over. So what has happened? I write a book for about half a book, and then I feel like writing another book, and I shift, and my mind is not coming to the to the book which I have written. So I go to the next book, and I'm writing, and I feel like writing another book. So I have got so many scripts. I'm saying so many movie scripts, or you want to talk about any script, incomplete works are many number. So I need to get more discipline in life so that I finish one at a time and then take up the other project. So that is what I have to tell myself at this point in time. So I'm also, as I told you, I don't just stick to one genre. There was a children genre, and then this one is about intellectual, real book. It's about truth and facts. And I would love to write even novels. Novels is something which I would love to write. So as I told you, one of the real ingredient I feel that is letting me to do all these things, because I am adventurous. I want something different. I want to do something. I don't want to waste my time. I want to do something. As long as I'm busy doing something, I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Now, how much money I'm earning out of it, or what is the outcome, that is immaterial to me. With this time, what am I doing? If I'm doing something, I'm letting my mind work on something. I'm pushing across a project. Then at that point itself, I'm like, wow, very successful. It's a successful feat for me.
Inner satisfaction, sir.
Yeah. There's satisfaction there.
So now let's come to time management itself. So as you know, the time management is very critical for everything. So despite of your hectic works, so you are into everything. So how could you manage your schedule for balancing both the personal as well as your professional?
Yeah, you're talking about my personal. Yeah. So, mashallah, I have planned a few things to say it in the form of an acronym. I will just tell you in the form of an acronym. IFWMKTVB These are 10 verticals that I work on. 10 verticals. I is for ibadah. That is worshipping God. 5 daily prayers I pray. And all the obligations I don't miss out when it comes to religious practice. Then the second thing in my life, very important, is family. my wife, my children. So my family, I spend a lot of time with my family. My wife, she has done doctorate. She has done MA, MSc in education, MSc in psychology, and again, she is also the coordinator. Well, I must say, I spend a lot of time with her. When it comes to teaching her, you know, we had just got married, and when she was carrying the baby, I had to give her exams. And final year exam, I was giving her tuitions. So I'm not neglecting my family. I'm with my family by the grace of God. My children are also doing well. My first son, he's going to be entering the final year law. He's going to entering into final year law the next year, and daughter is going to get into next year, inshallah. And my little guy is. So I'm very much focused on family as well. Family guy, basically a family guy. So IFW is with workouts, keeping yourself fit. You need to play some sport, play basketball, lift some weights, go for walking, do some jogging, maintain all that. Don't neglect this aspect. IFW. M is for management, management of business, management of organizations. This is tasking. This is going to be too difficult. Okay, so this has got too many branches. Okay, then K comes for knowledge. I study every day. Every day I make sure that I read the Quran, I read the Tafsir, I read the Hadith, everyday process. And what is the course that I'm doing? Right now I'm pursuing MSc psychotherapy and counseling. So I just finished giving 10 papers and I cleared all the 10 papers in first class.
MashaAllah.
Distinction, alhamdulillah. And one of the subjects, 100 of 100. So that's the kind of, by the grace of God, I was able to. So a course is going on. So it's about A for knowledge. Then T, I work on talks, giving talks. V is videos, I work on videos. B is books, I write books. Then P is politics. I meet a lot of people. I meet ministers, media people. I meet a lot of intellectuals. I'm in touch with a lot of people. I have connection up to Rahul Gandhi and Amit Shah. So what I'm trying to say, politics is also one of the blocks that I work on. Then D for Dawa. Dawa is to calling people towards believing in God and calling people towards doing good deeds. So these are the 10 verticals that I work on. And I'm very much every day observing, am I working on this or not? Every day I go back to this. So I return back to this every day. And but as I told you, my hands are full. It's like I speak Tamil, Kannada, Urdu, and English. And Arabic, of course, I've learned. And Sanskrit also, the languages. So what happens is I'm reading so many content of a lot of things, Kannada, and Tamil. So what can I say? I mean, I'm not organized much.
Yes, being unorganized itself is a big deal. In such scenario, also you're not doing everything.
I'm a very
Common Guru channel. On behalf of Common Guru channel, we would like to give you a title, sir. MDP. That is multi-dimensional personality. Seriously, salute to you, sir.
Salute to you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. It's a beautiful journey. See, there was a time that about 10 years before, I wasn't able to give a lecture in Kannada. I was not able to give a lecture in Kannada. And that time I made dua to Allah. Allah, make me a good speaker in Kannada. I want to become a speaker who can, address a lot of issues. So I worked on myself, and today I can debate on national TV channel. You understand? Today I can debate in Kannada language. So much of hard work goes through. So much of painstaking effort goes through. One has to, work on like a baby, like a child. One has to keep learning. There's nothing like, I have achieved great things. Yeah, we have found this. Let's go pursue. Let's do something more. What are we wasting our time for? So what I'm trying to say, the mind and the brain can take more, but we are not setting new goals. That is the problem. We are not setting new problems to solve. The more problems you bring it up, you are able to solve and bring out more solutions. And this is an opportunity which is good for everybody. I would say the youth today, instead of wasting their time, let them start working on projects and programs. They will be able to achieve great things.
So,
sir, this is Satyam. Can I speak in Tamil, sir?
Hello?
Yes, Satya sir. I think your voice is not audible. Can you please take the mic?
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Can I speak in Tamil, sir?
Yeah, please.
சார் வணக்கம், என்னோட பேர் சத்யமூர்த்தி.
வணக்கம், சலாம். சத்யமூர்த்தி அவர்களுக்கு சலாம். வணக்கம், நல்லா இருக்கீங்களா?
ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கு சார். I'm really surprised.
தமிழ்லயே பேசுறீங்களா? தமிழ்லயும் பேசுறேன்.
கண்டிப்பா சார். ஆக்சுவலா ஒரு கொஸ்டின் நான் உங்ககிட்ட கேட்கலாம். இப்போ நீங்க பாலிடிக்ஸ் பத்தி பேசுனீங்க. சார்
சொல்லுங்க, கேட்டுட்டு இருக்கேன்.
இப்போ இருக்க யங்ஸ்டர்ஸ் வந்து போதுமான அரசியல் அறிவு இருக்கு அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு நினைக்கிறீங்க. எந்த அளவுக்கு முக்கியம் அப்படி இருந்தா அரசியல் அப்படின்ற அந்த பாலிடிக்ஸ் வந்து யங்ஸ்டர்ஸ்க்கு வந்து எந்த அளவுக்கு முக்கியம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு நீங்க நினைக்கிறீங்க?
சரி,
எந்த அளவுக்கு கம்பல்சரி ஒரு அது ஏன்னா இப்ப வந்து லேக் ஆஃப் அந்த நாலேஜ் அரசியல் பாலிடிக்ஸ்ல இருக்கிறதுனால சில யங்ஸ்டர்ஸ் எல்லாரையும் சொல்ல, சில யங்ஸ்டர்ஸ் வந்து ட்ராக் மாதிரி போறதா நம்ம கண் கூட பார்க்கணும், டே டு டே லைஃப்ல பார்க்கணும். ஸோ எந்த அளவுக்கு ஒரு இப்ப இருக்க ஜெனரேஷன் வந்து பாலிடிக்ஸ் அரசியல் அறிவு இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு நீங்க நினைக்கிறீங்க?
நல்ல கேள்வி. வெரி வெரி நைஸ் क्वेश्चन. சரி, அரசியல் இல்லாம நாடை நடத்துறதுக்கு முடியாது. அரசியல் வந்து ஒரு நாடை இயங்குவதற்கு உண்டான ஒரு கட்டமைப்பு என்றுதான் நம்ம சொல்ல முடியும். ஆக அந்த கட்டமைப்புக்குள்ள வராம நம்ம எந்த ஒரு நல்ல காரியத்தையும் செய்ய முடியாது. அதனால நம்ம வந்து இல்லைன்னு சொல்ல போனா நம்ம வந்து சோசியல் ஆக்டிவிஸ்ட் ஆயிட வேண்டியதான். சமூக நலத்துக்காக நம்ம வந்து ரோட்ல வந்து கொடி பிடிக்கலாம் தவிர, இல்ல ரோட வந்து நம்ம சுத்தப்படுத்தலாம் ஒழிய, ஆனா அந்த இடத்துல ரோட வந்து முறைப்படி அதை வந்து நம்ம வந்து செயல்பாட்டுல நம்ம கொண்டு வரணும்னா அதுக்கு அரசியல் தேவையா இருக்கு. ஒரு பால் வந்து நம்ம வீட்டுக்கு வரணும்னா கூட அதுலயும் வந்து அரசியல் கலந்துருக்கு. வெறும் பாலுல வந்து தண்ணியை கலக்கல, அதுல அரசியல் கலந்துருக்கு. அதுல வந்து டாக்ஸ் உருவாகுது. அதுல வந்து டாக்ஸ், அதுல எவ்வளவு டாக்ஸ் வந்து நம்ம கொடுக்குறோம், இதை வச்சு அந்த டாக்ஸ் துட்டை வச்சு திருப்பி அந்த துட்டை வந்து எப்படி மக்களுக்கு செலவு பண்ணணும், இதெல்லாம் வந்து அரசியல். ஆக அரசியல் இல்லாம ஒரு வாழ்க்கை அமைப்பை வந்து நம்ம யூகிக்கவே முடியாது. நான் என்ன சொல்ல வரேன்னா, அரசியலை வந்து நம்ம வந்து கொச்சப்படுத்தக்கூடாது. அரசியல் வந்து இன்னைக்கு என்னன்னா, இவர் அரசியல் பண்றாருன்ட்டு அரசியல் வந்து கொச்சப்படுத்தக்கூடாது. அரசியல் ரொம்ப அவசியம். அன்னைக்கு வந்து அண்ணா வந்து அவர்கள் வந்து செய்த ஒரு பெரிய தியாகங்கள், அது போலவே நம்ம கலைஞர் செய்த தியாகங்கள், அதே போல வந்து எம்ஜிஆர் அவர்கள் செய்த தியாகங்கள். கொள்கை ரீதியா வந்து விமர்சிக்கலாம். கொள்கை ரீதியா நம்ம வந்து எவ்வளவு வேணா விமர்சிக்கலாம். கம்யூனிஸ்ட வந்து நம்ம விமர்சிக்கலாம், இல்ல வந்து நம்ம பாஜக வந்து விமர்சிக்கலாம், இல்ல காங்கிரஸ் வந்து விமர்சிக்கலாம். ஆனால் அவங்களுடைய செயல்பாட்டுகள் திட்டங்கள் மூலமாக நாம வந்து இன்றைக்கு நம்ம எவ்வளவு நலத்தை பெற முடியுது. ஒரு அரசியல்வாதி ஆகட்டும், ஒரு அரசியல் கொள்கை ஆகட்டும், அதுல இருக்கக்கூடியவங்க எல்லாருமே வந்து சுத்தமானவங்க கிடையாது இல்லையா? யாருமே வந்து. ஆனா அதே நேரத்துல கொள்கை பேசக்கூடியவர்கள் வந்து சுத்தமான வாழ்க்கையை அமைத்துக் கொள்ள வேண்டும். அங்க வந்து கலப்படம் இருக்கக்கூடாது. அப்ப அந்த கொள்கையை வந்து யார் கொண்டு வரணும்? யார் வந்து ஆன்மீகத்தை பேசுறோமோ, இப்ப நம்ம வந்து ஆன்மீகத்தை பத்தி பேசுறோம் இல்லையா, நம்ம வந்து இப்படிதான் வாழணும் அப்படிதான் வாழணும், அந்த கொள்கையை அடிப்படையை கொண்டு நம்ம அரசியல்ல வந்து சுத்தமா நடந்துகிட்டோம்னா அப்ப நம்ம கலாச்சாரம் கூட சுத்தமாயிடும். இப்ப நம்ம வந்து மக்களை ஏமாத்தக்கூடாது, பொய் பேசக்கூடாது, விரோதிக்க கூடாது, மக்களுக்கு தீமை செய்யக்கூடாது, எந்த மனிதனுக்கும் பாதிப்பை உருவாக்கக்கூடாது அப்படின்ற ஒரு எண்ணத்தை நம்ம உள்வாங்கக்கூடிய சூழ்நிலையில் அதை கொண்டு நம்ம அரசியல் செய்தோம் என்றால் அதுல நன்மையை தவிர வேறு எதுவுமே கிடைக்காது. அப்படிப்பட்ட ஒரு சமுதாயத்தை உருவாக்க வேண்டியது, அப்படிப்பட்ட சமுதாயத்தை
கேட்டேன் அப்படின்னா, நம்ம சேனல் ஆக்சுவலா எங்க சேனல்ல வந்து நிறைய யங்ஸ்டர்ஸ் இருக்காங்க, வியூவர்ஸ் ஃபாலோவர்ஸ் நிறைய பேர் இருக்காங்க. ஸோ ஜெனரலா பீப்புள் வந்து என்ன நினைக்கிறாங்க அப்படின்னு சொன்னா, அரசியல் அப்படின்றது வந்து இட் இஸ் ஏதோ தனியா அது ஒரு டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு நினைக்கிறாங்க. ஆக்சுவலா என்னோட புரிதல் என்ன அப்படின்னு சொன்னா, என்னோட அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங் என்ன அப்படின்னா, பாலிடிக்ஸ் பத்தி அரசியல் அப்படின்றது வந்து நம்ம லைஃப்ல நடக்கக்கூடிய ஒவ்வொரு விஷயமும் அரசியல் தான். ஸோ அதை பத்தி தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறது வந்து ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் இல்லையா? ஸோ அதை பத்தின ஒரு லேக்கான ஒரு நாலேஜ் இருக்கு அப்படின்ட்டு நான் நினைச்சேன். இது நீங்க சொன்னா கரெக்டா இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு சார் உங்ககிட்ட கேட்டேன். ரொம்ப ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கு சார் நீங்க சொன்ன ஆன்சர். இது கண்டிப்பா வந்து யங்ஸ்டர்ஸ் ஒவ்வொருத்தரும் இதை எடுத்துக்கிட்டு அது பிரகாரம் நடந்தாங்க அப்படின்னு சொன்னா கண்டிப்பா வந்து கொஸ்டின் பண்ணக்கூடிய ஒரு ஸ்கில் வந்துடும். ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா கொஸ்டின் பண்ற ஸ்கில் வந்துருச்சுனாலே வந்து சொசைட்டி வந்து நல்லா டெவலப் ஆகும். ஆக்சுவலா ரொம்ப சூப்பரான ஆன்சர் பண்ணுங்க. தேங்க்யூ சார், தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச்.
கரெக்டா சொன்னீங்க சார். சத்யா சார், நீங்க உங்ககிட்ட பேசுன எனக்கு சந்தோஷம். ஏன்னு சொல்லப்போனா நம்மளுடைய வேவ் லென்த் ஒரே லெவல்ல தான் இருக்கு. நீங்க மாஷா அல்லாஹ் நீங்க ஆம்பூர்ல இருக்கீங்க, நான் இங்க பெங்களூர்ல இருக்கேன். ஆனா நம்மளுடைய சிந்தனை வந்து ஒரே மாதிரி இருக்கு. இப்போ இதை தான் நம்ம வந்து வளர்க்கணும், இதைதான் நம்ம வளர்க்கணும். இப்ப மக்கள் என்ன நடந்துட்டு இருக்காங்கன்னா, மக்கள் வந்து கண் போன போக்கில கால் போகலாமான்னு கேட்ட காலம் உண்டு. நீ கண் போன போக்குல தான் கால் போயிட்டு இருக்கு. சிந்திக்காம நம்ம என்ன பண்ணணும், நம்ம எப்படி வாழணும், இப்படிதான் வாழணும் அப்படின்னு ஒரு எண்ணத்தை கொண்டு நம்ம வாழ்ந்தோம்னா இந்த நாட்டை சுத்தப்படுத்தலாம். அதே நேரத்துல என்னுடைய அணுகுமுறை என்னன்னா, விமர்சிக்கணும், எல்லாத்தையும் விமர்சிக்கணும், என்னையும் கூட விமர்சிக்கலாம், தவறு இல்ல. ஆனா கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்டிவ் விமர்சனம் இருக்கணும். அதாவது அவங்கள வந்து கொச்சைப்படுத்தக்கூடாது. யாரும் ஆகட்டும், இவர் ஒரு பார்ட்டியா இருக்கட்டும், அவரு ஒரு பார்ட்டியா இருக்கட்டும், யாரையும் வந்து இழிவுபடுத்துற மாதிரி பேசவே கூடாது. அப்படி எல்லாத்தையும் வந்து கொண்டு போகணும். எல்லா மக்களையும் வந்து நம்ம வந்து கையை பிடித்துட்டு எல்லாரோடையும் நல்லபடியா வாழக்கூடிய அந்த ஒரு சமுதாயத்தை உருவாக்கணும்ன்ற ஒரு எண்ணத்தை கொண்டு நம்ம அரசியல் செய்யணும். இதுதான் என்னுடைய நடைமுறை. தேங்க்யூ தேங்க்யூ.
Coming sir, would you like to ask?
Sir, the same thing I would like to ask. இப்போ வந்து நம்ம பேசினது ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். பல விஷயம் வந்து வெளியே வந்துச்சு. அதே மாதிரி லைஃப்பை பத்தி பேசணும், பிளஸ் உங்க பர்சனல் லைஃப் பத்தி பேசணும், பிளஸ் எஜுகேஷன் சிஸ்டம் பத்தி பேசணும். இப்போ இருக்கிற கேள்வியே வந்து அப்துல் கலாம் சார் சொல்ற மாதிரி ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் ஆர் த பில்லர்ஸ் ஆஃப் அவர் நேஷன் சொல்லி சொன்னாங்க. ஸோ என்னுடைய கேள்வி உங்ககிட்ட என்ன சொன்னா, the last question I would like to ask you is, so what message would you like to convey to the youngster regarding, it may be the education or it may be anything, sir?
See, basically what I would say, நான் என்ன சொல்லுவேன்னா, பிள்ளைங்களை வந்து அவங்களுக்கு நம்ம சொல்றதை விட பிள்ளைங்க கூட டீல் பண்றாங்க இல்லையா பெரியவர்கள், அவங்களுக்கு தான் நம்ம அதிகம் சொல்ல வேண்டியது. ஏன்னா இன்னைக்குள்ள பசங்க ரொம்ப அட்வான்ஸ் திங்கிங்ல இருக்காங்க. நம்ம 90s கிட்ஸ்க்கும் 2K கிட்ஸ்க்கும் ரொம்ப வித்தியாசம் இருக்கு. 2K கிட்ஸ் வந்து இன்னைக்கு மொபைல் போன்ல வந்து எல்லாத்தையும் பார்த்துறான். ஆப்ஸ் என்னன்றது டவுன்லோட் பண்ணி அவனுக்கு அவனுக்கு நம்ம புதுசா என்ன கத்துக் கொடுக்க போறோம் நம்மளே யோசிக்க வேண்டியது இருக்கு. அவனுக்கு எல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சிருது. இப்பவுமே டிவி பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கான், டிவி பார்த்த நிலையிலே வந்து பல விஷயம் தெரிஞ்சு வச்சிருக்கான், அப்டேட் பண்ணிடுறான். அவனுக்கிட்ட என்னன்னா அவனுக்கு வந்து he has got so many things, he has got access to so much of knowledge. ஆனா நம்மளுடைய பிரச்சனை என்னன்னா, we are not able to motivate the younger generation towards the right things. We are not able to motivate children towards the right things. Children are getting motivated towards wrong things. இப்போ ஒரு படம் வருதுன்னு வச்சுங்களேன், அந்த படத்துடைய தயாரிப்பாளர் யாரு, இசையமைப்பாளர் யாரு, யார் ஆக்ட் பண்றா, என்ன ட்ரெஸ் போடுறாங்க, என்ன கதை, டோட்டலி சில்ட்ரன் ஆர் அப்டேட்டட். பிள்ளைங்க இதெல்லாம் வருது. அதுல ஆர்வம் இருக்கிற பிள்ளைங்களுக்கு ஏன் படிப்புல ஆர்வம் செலுத்த முடியல அப்படின்ற கேள்வி நம்ம தான் நமக்கு வைக்கணும். நம்ம தான் நமக்கு வைக்க வேண்டியிருக்கு. ஏன் சொல்ல போனா அந்த என்டர்டைன்மெண்ட் ஃபீல்ட்ல வந்து அவ்வளவு என்டர்டெய்னிங்கா ஒரு கருத்தை சொல்லி கொடுக்குறாங்க. ஆனா எஜுகேஷன் வந்து நம்ம போரிங்க பிரசன்ட் பண்ணா பிள்ளைங்கனால அதை ஜீர்ணிக்க முடியல. எஜுகேஷனை வந்து நம்ம வந்து இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கா கொண்டு போகணும். எஜுகேஷனை வந்து கிரியேட்டிவா கொண்டு போகணும். பிள்ளைங்களுக்கு சுமையை கொடுக்குற மாதிரி இருக்கக்கூடாது அப்படின்றதான் என்னுடைய என்ன சொல்றது என்னுடைய நம்பிக்கை. So we have to strike a balance. ஸ்கூல் எஜுகேஷன்ல வந்து பிள்ளைங்களை விளையாட விடணும், நல்லா விளையாட விடணும், பிள்ளைங்களை வந்து சந்தோஷமா இருக்க விடணும். வெறும் படிப்பு 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 புக்கு புக்கு புக்குன்னு சொன்னா புள்ள வந்து ஓடிடுவான், இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் காமிக்க மாட்டான். பெரும்பாலும் ஸ்கூல்லயும் ஆகட்டும் வீட்லயும் ஆகட்டும் ரொம்ப படி படி படின்னு சொல்லும் போது என்ன ஆகுது, பிள்ளைங்களுக்கு ஒரு வெறுப்பு உண்டாகுது. So instead of that, we have to make them enjoy the school atmosphere. School atmosphere வந்து எப்படி ஆகுதுன்னா விளையாடுற இடம். இன்னைக்கு என்ன இருக்குன்னு பார்ப்போம், பாயிண்ட் ஸ்கோர் பண்ணுவோம், எக்ஸ்பிரஷன் பத்தி பேசுவோம், அடுத்து என்டர்டெயின்மெண்ட். அதுக்கு நடுவுல நம்ம என்ன பண்ணணும், ஓகே படிங்க படிங்க படிங்கன்னு சொல்லி விடணும். லாட் ஆஃப் என்டர்டெயின்மெண்ட் இருக்கணும், நடுவுல படிப்பு இருக்கணும். அப்ப என்ன ஆயிருது, ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்றேன், குரான் ஹிஃப்ஸ் பண்ணணும், பையனுக்கு வந்து குரான் ஹிஃப்ஸ் பண்ணணும் சொல்லுங்க. 40 minutes நீ படிச்சு பண்ணா உனக்கு ஃபுட்பால் கேம் ஒரு பீரியட் கொடுக்குறேன். 40 minutes படிச்சிருக்கோ உனக்கு ஒரு ஃபுட்பால் கேம் பீரியட் ஃப்ரீ கிடைக்கும். வேணுமா வேணாமா? வேணும் 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 படிச்சிருக்கோம். 10 ஆயத் மெமரைஸ் பண்ணா உனக்கு எக்ஸ்கர்ஷன் கிடைக்கும். என்ன பண்றோம் நம்ம பிள்ளைங்களை என்ன பண்றோம், மோட்டிவேட், give them whatever they want.
Give and take policy.
கொடுங்க. நமக்கு என்ன வேணுமோ அவங்களுக்கு இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் கூடாது, அவங்களுக்கு என்ன வேணுமோ அதை நம்ம கொடுக்கணும். they want to enjoy, let them enjoy. அது கொடுத்து நீங்க வந்து என்ன பண்ணணும், அது வந்து let them earn it. Let them earn the entertainment by finishing certain tasks. அது சொல்லிட்டு அவங்கள புரிய வைக்கணும். See, if you are going to get marks, நாளைக்கு நீ ஒரு இன்ஜினியர் ஆகலாம், இந்த பெனிஃபிட் இருக்கு. அப்படி அவங்கள வந்து மோட்டிவேட் பண்ணி அவங்களுடைய ஃபியூச்சருக்கு கொண்டு போகணும். அவங்களுடைய பிரசன்ட்ல வந்து எப்படி இருக்கணும்னா அவங்களுடைய ஃபியூச்சரை வந்து இப்படி வாழணுமா அப்படின்ற ஒரு கற்பனை உலகத்துல அவங்க கொண்டு போகணும். அந்த மோட்டிவேஷன் அங்கிருந்து கொண்டு வந்தா அவனா வந்து படிக்க. So what I am saying is children are fine to deal with. I don't find problems with the children. I have a problem with the elders.
Same thing we are also finding.
Finlandல வந்து educationists were asking what is the formula. Finland education is the best education in the world. அங்குள்ள எஜுகேஷன் என்ன சொல்றா, we want our children to be happy. பிள்ளைங்க சந்தோஷமா இருக்கணும். அதே வெறும் 2 மணி நேரம் பாடம் வைப்பாங்க, 2 மணி நேரம் விளையாட விட்டுருவாங்க. They're letting them play, enjoy. நாமளும் இன்னும் அந்த பக்கம் வரல, நம்ம இன்னும் கிரியேட்டிவா பண்ண வேண்டியது இருக்கு.
இது கேட்டா நம்மளுக்கே உங்க ஸ்கூல்ல படிக்கணும்னு சொல்லி ஆசையா இருக்கு.
எங்க ஸ்கூல்ல படிக்கணும் ஏன் தாட்ஸ் வந்து ஃபுல்லா கூட ஸ்கூல் உடைய மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் கூட இன்னைக்கு கூட ஜீர்ணிக்க முடியாது. நான் சொல்லக்கூடியதையும் எங்களுடைய ஸ்கூல்லயும் வந்து முழுமையாக அவங்களால கூட ஜீர்ணிக்க முடியாது. ஏன்னா நான் சொல்லக்கூடியது இன்னும் வித்தியாசமா இருக்கு. படிப்பு ஒரு பக்கம் இருக்கட்டும், பிள்ளைங்க சந்தோஷமா இருக்க விடுங்க, அதுதான் என்னுடைய கோரிக்கை. My point is let the children be happy. பிள்ளைங்களை விளையாட விடுங்க. ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ்மேன்ஷிப் உருவாட்டாங்க. என்ன சொல்றேன்னா, ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ்மேன்ஷிப் உருவாயிடுச்சுன்னா அவன் தண்ணி அடிக்க மாட்டான், அவன் சிகரெட் அடிக்க மாட்டான். ஒரு ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ்மேன் கிட்ட ஒரு டிசிப்ளின் இருக்கும். அவனுக்கு வாழ்க்கையில உடனே ஏத்துக்க மாட்டான். ஒரு ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ்மேனோட ஆட்டிடியூடு, நம்ம இன்னைக்கு தோத்தா நாளைக்கு வெற்றியை தான் தோல்வியை அவன் வந்து ஏத்துக்க மாட்டான்.
கண்டிப்பா
அப்படிப்பட்ட ஒரு மென்டாலிட்டி வந்து இன்னைக்கு வந்து நம்ம சமுதாயத்துக்கு தேவைப்படுது. அவன் எவ்வளவுதான் பெரிய ஒரு மார்க்ஸ் வாங்கினா கூட ஃபீல்ட்ல வந்து அவன் எப்படி அவனோட மென்டல் ஆட்டிடியூட் இருக்கோ அதை வச்சுதான் வந்து வேலை வாய்ப்பு வந்து அதிகப்படுத்த முடியும். அவன் வந்து இன்னைக்கு அந்த ஆட்டிடியூடுக்கு ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் ரொம்ப தேவை.
Yes, sir. So we should create an environment. They should cry when there is a vacation. They should miss the school instead of going to vacation. Yeah.
Sound is sound சொல்லுங்க.
Sound is not okay. I mean, we should create an environment in a way that even if the vacation comes, children should cry. They should not want to come to school. That kind of ambient we should bring.
Yeah, we have to do more actually as educationists. I'd say we today the world is going beyond classroom. It's going beyond the what you call the wall. பாடம் வந்து இன்னைக்கு ஜூம் லேர்னிங் நம்ம பேசுறோம், இதுல கூட பாடங்கள் நடக்குது. டிவியை பாக்குறான், நேஷனல் ஜியோகிராபிக் சேனல் பாக்குறான், ஃபாரன்சிக் எஜுகேஷன், ஃபாரன்சிக் சயின்ஸ் பத்தி ஒரு மணி நேரம் டாக்குமெண்ட்ரி பாக்குறான். அதுல நடக்குது எஜுகேஷன். டாக்குமெண்ட்ரிஸ்ல நடக்குது எஜுகேஷன், மூவிஸ்ல நடக்குது எஜுகேஷன். சோ லெட் அஸ் ஓபன் தி மைண்ட் இன்னும் ஓபன் பண்ணணும். நாம
அவனோட இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் பொறுத்து எஜுகேஷனை வந்து பூர்த்தி செய்யணும்னு சொல்லி சொல்ல வரீங்களா? That's great.
Yes, that is the main idea. Yes.
So we still want to interact with you more, but I think we have taken a lot of time of you.
Yeah, pleasure is mine always. Pleasure is mine.
Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation. First time when I asked no or anything, immediately accepted our invitation.
Yeah, it was pleasure actually. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir.
People are doing good. I wish you all the best because running a YouTube channel itself is a good thing, and bring in a lot of information and make it entertaining, make it educational, make it informative and beneficial and creative, innovative. எல்லாம் பண்ணுங்க. எல்லாம் பண்ண நமக்கு என்ன ஆகும்னா சமுதாயத்தை உருவாக்க முடியும். The main problem is rigidity. The closed mind is the most dangerous thing for a man. Open mind is the main instrument for success.
We'd like to be in touch with you, sir. We need your support as well.
Yes,
pleasure.
And also we look forward to meet you again, sir, very soon.
Yeah, we'll do that, sir. Thank you.
Very happy to meet you.
Thank you. Jazakallah khair.
Very thank you, sir. Jazakallah.
Wonderful.
Thanks to all three of you.
Jazakallah, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.